Hello again. So here's a quick side-by-side comparison of the Aurora Borealis Kodiak and the Becker BK choppers. So there's a lot of similarities between these two knives. They're both high carbon steel. They're both 9+ inch blades, and they're made for chopping, batoning, stuff like that. So quickly, the Becker BK is made out of 1095 Crovan steel, 3/16 of an inch thick. So here's the thickness. The blade is roughly 9 inch. It comes from the factory with a Grivery grip. I changed it for the micarta grip. I prefer the feel of the micarta. It holds up better, I think. It also comes with a black coating, but I stripped it off because it doesn't last too long and I didn't really like it. It comes with I think a nylon sheath, but it didn't work for me, so I got an extra kydex sheath done. The Aurora Borealis Kodiak is made of SK85. The blade is 9.75 inches long, and the handle is G10. And it comes with a kydex sheath from when you buy it. So there's lots of similarities. Here you can see that the spine is somewhat thicker. It's 0.27 inches thick, and the blade is wider. Another difference is that here you have a clip point, whereas here you have a drop point, and both are saber grinds. So let's test them out. So here are the results of the chopping of the Aurora Borealis Kodiak versus the Becker BK. 20 chops. I could chop a bit deeper with the Kodiak, probably because it's a heavier blade, so it has more momentum when chopping. Both are pretty good. So as you see them here, both of these knives have a similar price point. After adding the micarta handles and getting a kydex sheath, the price of the BK is pretty much the same as getting the Aurora Borealis Kodiak, and sometimes it can be even more expensive depending on the options for the sheath, etc. So we're going to start by doing a bit of batoning. Here's the Aurora Borealis Kodiak. Pretty nice. I guess because of the thickness, once you manage to get it in, then it splits very easily. Here's some birch. So that worked out pretty good. So here's a piece of maple with some pretty nasty knots. Let's check out how it does. problem. Just goes through the knots. So here's the BK9. So pretty good, but I think it's because it's a thinner blade. Basically you have to go deeper before the wood splits. So let's try some feather sticks. These are big blades, but they should be able to handle that, no problem. Yeah, so that's great. Make some very nice feathers here. Yeah, so awesome, great feathers. All right, so let's try making some feather sticks with the Kodiak. Yeah, so that works pretty good. And make some nice fine curls here. Yeah, so pretty nice. So let's see how these big knives. So let's see how these big knives work out to make some notches. So sometimes you need that. Yeah, so quite easy. It bites into the wood pretty good. Yeah, no problem there. Let's see with the Becker. Yeah, so if you didn't have any other options, you could use these big blades to make traps, snares, etc. So one thing I like about both these knives is that they got a thumb ramp. Here on the Aurora Borealis Kodiak, it's less pronounced, but I like putting my thumb here for more leverage when doing some close-up work, like feather sticking, stuff like that. I think it just helps with giving more power. Here, if you look at the BK9, has a very nice thumb ramp. You can use it in two positions, either like this or like this if you want. And you got some jimping here if you like that. So these are some nice features. Yeah, another feature I like on knives, bushcraft survival knives, is to have a sharp spine to be able to scrape a ferro rod or make some tinder. Here, the spine looks pretty sharp, but slightly rounded. Let's see if we can basically get some sparks. Yeah. Yeah, okay, we can get some sparks. Not the best, but it works out. Let's see if we can scrape some tinder here. Yeah, it's not bad. Let's try the Kodiak. All right. Oh yeah. Yeah, so you get tons of sparks there. And what about the scraping? Yeah, very easy to get some fine shavings that way. Nice. Yeah, so overall, these are two excellent big choppers. I've been using the BK9 for quite a long time now. Winter camping, etc. The Aurora Borealis Kodiak I've been using for the last year, and even in very cold weather, and it holds up great. One thing I have to say about the BK9 is that the edge, the thickness behind the edge is much thinner than the Kodiak, but it's a V grind, whereas the Kodiak has a convex edge, so that's a difference. Now, being thinner behind the edge could be a benefit, but I had some problems. So this is actually the second one I have, the second BK9 I have. The first one I had to return to the factory because actually when I was using it in very cold weather, it was -20, I managed to get a huge chip in the edge while I was chopping some wood. So I don't know if it was specific to that knife, or maybe it's the combination of a thinner edge and 1095 Crovan in the cold weather. I'm not sure. This second one has held up pretty good. I didn't really use it as hard as the first one, but that's just something to note. So thinner edge, there's benefits, maybe easier to carve, etc., but it's maybe a bit more delicate.